Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of a 2-part series where I rank all the Uber sets and battlecats from worst to best. To put it simply, this ranking considered how useful the units in a set are throughout all periods of the game. This is because if it was purely a generalist ranking, specialist sets would be left in the dust, which is just not true. It took a long time researching and editing this video, especially considering the fact that I had to remake this video from scratch because my editor for some reason doesn't have content backup unless you go through a paywall, which is stupid. No, I'm not salty. So it'd be nice if you left a like or even subscribe. With all that said and done, let's get right into it. Coming in at number 5, we have Iron Legion. The sets that I personally benefited a lot from because of one Uber in particular, but we'll get to that later. Even the worst Uber, Siege Engine, not to be confused with Siege Walker, that's a different Uber, is bad, but not entirely useless due to his OKO buffs, and from here it only goes up. Arthur really sucks as a generalist, but excels at his specialist with his cheap, fast cycling, semi-nuker that requires some setup, but is good nonetheless. Bomber has guaranteed knockback against zombies, became a good crowd control Uber that also works really well with tanky enemies such as Cadaver and Deadpool. Additionally, he is basically the big Sal counter if done right. Sal, I don't know, whatever. Siege Walker has 3 traits he performs pretty well against, just like Siege Engine. He has low cost, which is great, especially for zombies. You need low cost because zombies, sieges are pretty tight for cash. Like most of the set, he can outrange most zombie enemies, and also he can be quite useful on mixed stages due to dealing massive damage to angels, akus, and zombies. I said that already. You'll mainly want to use him on zombie only stages though, since there are better anti-angel and aku units. Dreadnought is a great zombie nuker that is also quite decent against red enemies as well. He has good health and long range, making he can safely take out a lot of melee zombie enemies from a safe distance. However, he is better than Siege Walker in my opinion because he performs better against zombies, which is generally what you want to use for the set. The set is a specialist set in my opinion. I just said it was a special set, and now we're breaking that rule with Recon Corps, the set generalist. He is a great generalist that you can put in almost any lineup. He can only attack traded, but his DPS versus them is like borderline insane. I usually don't talk numbers, but he has 12k DPS at 470 range versus traded, and zombie killer, which is crazy. This is the fact balanced by the fact that he can only attack traded, so you can't use him versus tradeless. This is the one Uber in the set I'd recommend using him more than just for zombies. But now let's talk about the best Uber in the set, Subterra Guardians. This is the Uber I have. He is a nuker with exceptional DPS, especially considering his damage talent. He's also like a tank with his solid HP. He has slow speed, which you might think is bad, but since zombies bury, it allows him to be more like a base defender as well, which is actually good. He's also like a crowd controller with his freeze and multi-hit and fast attack cycle. He has Omni Strike, which would normally be useless, but zombies bury, meaning they can go behind him, which means they can attack from, in front, and behind. Broken unit. What can I say? I love this unit so much. I use him so often. He carries me so hard. The legend rare of the set, Crystal Moo, is arguably the best anti-zombie in the game. Basically serving as a nuker and a base defender because it was very slow speed, which is a good thing. Well, I said that before, Subterra Guardians. Well, I think Subterra Guardians is better, but Crystal Moo is like really good as well. So if you get him, don't be disappointed. Overall, if you're looking for an anti-zombie, this is the set to roll, period. They have some of the best anti-zombies in the game, and a generalist too for some reasons. Zombies are an annoyance for the wide variety of the game, so if you get even one of them, that could solve your problem, maybe forever. Great set to roll, I love Thermite. The Dynamites have some below average Ubers, but once you get past that, it is quite the amazing set. Cat Clan heroes suck. Bad DPS, bad health, and bad typing as well. His debuffs are also pretty bad as well. Wow, that's pretty sad. Cat Machine has fallen off because of Octopus Cat being the better anti-wave unit. RIP. Nurse is kind of replaceable with some basic rare cats like Bomber Cat or Sanzo. She's just really boring Uber. I don't like her at all. Satoru is a sniper, somewhat resemblant of Aphrodite, not as good, but is anti-Akko, which can be more useful in the future. Ice Cat is a strong anti-red that has area attacks, which is very important because Cat, the main anti-red super rare, has single target, meaning she does not get outclassed by him. In addition to this, Ice Cat also has an anti-relic talent, which means she has extra usage in endgame. Paladin Cat is arguably the best anti-metal Uber. I'm pretty sure X-Skull rated him as the best, but I think he's the second best. But, debatable, I'm not going into this. Rival only by Hayabusa. He has a cheap recyclable crit Uber that is pretty consistent for a crit unit with a 50% crit chance, which is pretty good considering his, Lavas is a bit RNG dependent due to Savage Blow, but disregarding that, he's a solid nuker that can decimate some stages. Easily one of the best nukers in the game. He's gotten a lot better over time. Baby Cat is a great close combat unit whose job is to get in the enemy's faces and just beat them up with his DPS and Shockwave. Thanks to his knockback, he can also provide some crowd control, but this can be a double-edged sword due to measly syndrome. Wow, that sounds so stupid when I say it out loud. Now we present easily the best Uber in the set, which is of course Balrog, the best melee Uber in the game, basically an Uber can. Do not let his single target deceive you. He arguably has the best DPS in the game for his cost efficiency. He's an amazing Uber to have. He decimates bosses in a way that can make Luffy jealous, which is, now I say Luffy is Luffy, but whatever. And comes cheap with a quick cooldown. Definitely a top tier Uber in the game. The legend rare of the set, Momika, is a great sniper that deals good chip damage from a long range. This can help on stages where the boss is hiding behind a wave of peons. She also has freeze against Red, Black, and Angel, which is pretty good, especially for Angels, as Angels have quite the amount of backliners. I think they're second most backliner heavy besides Alien, I don't know. Overall, the Dynamites are quite the generalist set. They have some fantastic specialists as well, such as Paladin Cat, Ice Cat, and the other one. Wait, hold on, I forget. Oh, whatever. And if you get Balrog, wow, just amazing. Wow, I messed this conclusion up 5 times. I'm moving on. Now we're getting to what I like to call the podium Uber sets. At third place, we have the Dark Heroes. The only 2 bad Ubers in the set are White Rabbit and White Cyclops, who are both similar in stats and names, and both similar at sucking. Both of them have terrible DPS and a terrible niche as well. No one really cares about them. I mean, I've heard some things about Cyclops being good in his true form, but wait, does he even have a true form? I don't know. Moving on. Hayabusa is widely considered to be the best anti-metal Uber in the game, boasting high critical damage and high crit rate. He is not terrible at dealing with his other traits, Alien and Zombie, but generally you'd like to avoid using him in that regard. I mean, you got the Iron Legion, you got the Ultra Souls, just saying. Makaka is a unit I wish I had. She's kind of like a cross between Aphrodite and Psycho Cat, bringing strong DPS from a good standing range with some consistent prots as well, which is fantastic. I wish I had her. I said that already. Donkey I'm removing this from the video, that sounds so stupid. Is a quite unique Uber with Base Destroyer, doing 4 times the amount of damage versus bases. This means he can be useful for cheesing, which is, who doesn't love cheese in Battlecats? He can only target 1 or 2 traits at a time, depending on what form you're using. But with those 2 traits, or 1 trait, I forget, I don't know the specifics. He absolutely destroys them with insane levels of damage, improves greatly if you decide to boost them. While Vigler's performance against Alien and Zombies is pretty bad due to being replaceable by Seafarer and Psycho Cat and not really suited to take on zombies, Vigler does redeem himself through talents. He holds up really well against relic enemies due to his free spot actually being useful versus them. Thunderjack. I remember watching an X-Skull video and it was about how Thunderjack was bad, but some guy, Hieko9, something like that, made a video about that. That was really interesting. Anyway, Thunderjack can knock back enemies with his multi-hit, making him quite similar to Chun-Li in this regard. His knockback proc can make some Angel and Alien enemies look pathetic since they can't even attack, being knocked back by that constant wall of just attacks, I guess. His DPS and speed is pretty good, making him usable as a rusher as well, similar to Bahamut, but, you know, more proddy. Saki is a target-only Uber attacking 2 traits at once, but she makes up for this with her crazy DPS and range, but her best form is easily her true form, Alien Relic. This makes her very, very useful in games where Relic and Alien enemies run rampant, and Alien enemies, you know, backliners, you know the drill. And in this regard, she may even be better than Aphrodite, which is crazy to say. Against Alien and Relics, you know, at the same time. No, Aphrodite is better than, whatever. Catman is easily the best unit in this set, and it's not like it's not close, but there is a significant margin. He has 3 forms, and depending on what form you choose, you can do either massive damage to Floating and Alien, Angel on Alien, and Alien and Relic. The final form is probably the best one in general, because Alien and Relic enemies run rampant in endgame, which is very useful. However, the first 2 forms are pretty good in early to mid game, so yeah, a great generalist super all around. It's also worth mentioning the legend rare of the set, Dr. Haven. Dr. Haven is basically better version of Makako, but also having the ability to switch between crazy, tanker, and nuker. If you really want to see how good Dr. Haven is, watch Souptastic's Can I Be Into the Future with Only One Slot and skip to this timestamp. Overall, the Dark Heroes are quite a good set to roll. You got a wide variety of Ubers. You got anti-aliens, anti-zombies, anti-metals, anti-relics, the list goes on. There are fantastic sets to roll in all stages of the game, whether you're in early game to late game, like most of the top sets. So yeah, roll them if you need almost anything. At second place and on the Uber set podium, we have the Ultra Souls. Ultra Souls are a pretty broken set, to be honest, and I kinda hate them for it. They're like cameraman, and I don't like cameraman, and now there's an entire set of cameramans. Regardless of that, it's undeniable that they have a wide selection of fantastic Ubers. Except for two Ubers, Kachi and Shitakiri, who lives up to his name. Both forms of Kachi seem pretty promising at first, his first form having good TPS with OK debuffs, and his true form having being a long-range debuffer. This is until you realize how he ends up just killing himself due to his high speed and low knockback count, and this is not helped by the fact that he's very expensive. Shitakiri has bad DPS and below average range, and in addition to this, KB plus Curse are two bad debuffs just smacked together. Curse in particular is near useless because Angel and Aku, his target enemies, aren't really debuffers, they're more stat based. At least his name lives up to his value. Chaos Moon is cheap, having good DPS in her first form. Unfortunately, her first form is almost completely replaceable due to Cameraman. Her true form is a pretty good range but below average DPS, so yes, a little niche, but still usable. Super Galaxy Cosmo is a backliner for both alien and floating, and he performs quite well against those traits. He particularly synergizes well with Cyberpunk because his knockback and freeze can cover Cyberpunk's blind spot. Unfortunately, his high speed can also make himself kill himself sometimes, but the difference between Kachi and him is that he has more range, and just a better unit in general. Isham Boshai, the newest Uber, seems to be pretty good. Entry trait list is a rare trait to have, and he can act like a rushel to trait list and his other target trait, Angels. His DPS is a bit meh, but he makes up for that with his low cost, high knockback count, and rebound. And when his true form comes out, it'll likely that he becomes even better. Gamrin is fantastic tank for both Angels and Blacks, with good DPS and outstanding health. That's all you really need to know about him. I guess he looks like Bowser. Rock Revengers is one of the best anti-zombie units in the game, rivaling Subterra Guardians, but not really because Subterra Guardians is kind of broken. They have long distance DPS with beefy HP, and yeah, great anti-zombie to have. Peach Devils and Courageous Roboforce are fantastic debuffers in their own regard, and they're quite similar as well, being fast rushers with moderate costs with debuffs to their traits. Peach Devils is for red, and Courageous Robo is for Angel and Relic with talents. Courageous Roboforce is like a rusher combined with Sanzo, which works relatively well in most Angel stages. In addition to this, his Relic talent makes him a good Relic debuffer as well, expanding his usage into late game. Peach Devils are the same but with red and Angel, making him better from early game to mid game, and even late game. So let's address the elephant in the room. Kazai Jizo. While this Uber has received some power creep due to Courier Cat, he's still really broken and really brain dead. From early game to late game, he's arguably the best Uber in the game. You can simply spam him and beat a wide variety of stages. Additionally, he's also the best anti-black Uber and one of the best anti-angel Ubers as well, adding to his specialist value on top of his already amazing broken generalist value. The legend rare of this set is broken when it comes to his target, that being Colossal Benkai. His true form is easily the best anti-angel in the game, period. Beats Kazai Juzo, beats Kalisa, beats everything. Beats even Rare Cat. Insane damage to Angel combined with his already high DPS is correct. This is also coupled with his crazy long range, meaning he can take out enemies from a safe distance. But even if they get close, his great survivability is thanks to his resistance. Fantastic unit. Overall, the Ultra Stores are the best specialists in the game, due to them also being a generalist set for some reason. Thanks, Ponos. Anyway, you can expect to play them and expect good results. Even if they are really brain dead, such as Kazai Jizo being useful in almost every part of the game, and him still being so brain dead, why did they make him so good? I don't even like using him. Almighties are the best set, and it's not even close. All these Ubers are with their cat food, and you cannot say the same thing for most other sets. Even the worst Uber, Zeus, has some pretty decent use cases, which is much more you can say with every other set. While the worst in the set, he's still a decent Angel tank that can perform well in certain stages, where you need a little extra to back up your Rare Cat. Hades is a fantastic tank with some below average damage, but he makes up that with his outstanding HP and good immunities. He has few knockbacks, which is good for a tank. Poseidon is one of the best anti-zombie and metal debuffers in the game. He has good speed, which means he can get to the battle quickly, and his freeze can really help out on stages like March of the Dead. He's also cheap with a quick cooldown, making him quite recyclable as well. Ganesha is a strong backlaner that gets strong when knocked back. I said strong twice in one sentence, that's fine. He has good survivability and fantastic DPS once he gets knocked back, of course. This makes him as good or even better than Shishilon Passalon, which just shows the gap between the two sets. Amaterasu and Kronos are similar in being potentially top 10 Ubers. I mean, Amaterasu definitely is, and similar in the way that they are broken when it comes to their target trait. Traded. Anything with a trait. Fantastic. This set is so balanced. I consider Kronos to be slightly worse than Amaterasu, but not by too much. She's one of the Ubers I consistently use, having freeze versus traded, which is amazing. Needing her multi-hit means she can freeze enemies for 3 seconds every attack cycle. Granted, there are gaps between freeze time, but that doesn't hinder usability too much. Amaterasu is a very simple, long-range, massive damage to traded enemies, and are already good TPS in base form. Makes her a long-range damage machine versus traded. And then there's Aphrodite. Oh my goodness. I find this Uber kind of funny because even though the set isn't a specialist set, she's the best anti-alien Uber in the game, beating Blazerbomb by a significant portion. She stands at 600 range, meaning she easily outranges a bunch of alien enemies, which is very important because aliens are the ones you want to outrange. They are the most backlanders in the game, or at least the most deadly. And that doesn't even mean you can't use her versus aliens, because she has great generalist DPS as well. So you can slap her in any lineup, especially in endgaming. Yeah, great lineup to have. It's hard to explain how good she is unless you actually have her. Truly a broken unit. Not to mention, Gaia, the set's legendary, is easily the best legendary in the game, as of right now at least. If you can work around her blind spot, she decimates stages in a way that makes Luffy jealous. I know I pronounced Luffy, whatever. Her massive damage versus traded means she can shred through bosses she outranges. I have Gaia myself, and versus relic enemies, like relic bosses, like relic Bun Bun, she just decimates through them, essentially cheating the game. Overall, yes, Almighties are the best set in the game, it's not even close. They have a wide variety of generalists, specialists, anything you want. Endgame, late game, early game, mid game, they have it all. Not a single Uber here is not worth your cat food. So there you go. The best set in the game, number 1 on the podium, goes to the Almighties. Thanks for watching, guys. This video took a long time to make, and you can double that time thanks to my editor restarting. Although I made it more efficient. It's better now. I think I made a lot of improvements over the first video, or at least a couple improvements. I got more efficient and I made this video faster, so I guess it's not a whole waste, although it was a pretty big waste. Kind of annoying. And special thanks to X-Skull and Dr. Skull, I think specifically X-Skull, for letting me use some Dark Heroes footage. I don't have any Dark Heroes on my main account, they're all on my alt, which I can't access right now. So yeah, thanks for coming in clutch. Go sub to him, he's a great YouTuber. A lot of my research came from him. Anyway, I'm thinking of doing a special for 1,000 subscribers where I ask for your hot takes in Battlecats. I only have 1,000 subscribers, so I'll get like maybe 4 or 5 responses, but still 4 or 5 responses is enough for a video. And I'm sorry, I might have to cancel the video where I said it more X-Skull style. It's subtitles, and since now I'm using my voice, I think I'll just stick to my voice as people are already used to it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe, and bye, peace. Yeah, peace.